Well, hello, good evening, and welcome wherever you may be around the world. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting everything we do in all the work we do. It's good to hear that notification that Robert had that we're live, because it's always nice to know we're live. Caught you out there, mate.
I was like, who's pinging me now?
It's me pinging you because we've gone live. But seriously, guys, we are currently doing what we're doing to make life easier to get started. This is the idea behind this. I've spoken to so many people and I've been mentoring them, and I've mentored a lot of people over the past months. And the same thing that comes up time and time again: how do I get started in mass page websites? How do I get this building? How do I get this going? You know, what is it? What is a dynamic page? What is this? What is that? And there's, how do I do SEO? There are tons of questions that I get asked again and again and again. What we're keen to do is take away all that confusion and go, step one, follow our training and get your hosting set up. Step two, get WordPress installed. Step three, get a DFY theme up. Step four will be set Lead Simplify up. Step five is how to set up your citations, right? And then beyond that, we're gonna also show you, and I'm going to do this myself. I'm going to call up some local businesses to get them on board. And now, what do I mean by that? I mean, if I'm going to do one site on Rank and Rent, and I'm going to get it rented out to a local business. The other thing I'm going to do is build up more lead generation from a new site and pull in leads onto that site. So we're going to do both. But initially, to make money straight away, which is what people want to be able to do, I'm going to focus on the Rank and Rent side, because that's really fast. Done. All right, because you can rent out a site without even ranking it. That's the thing. I mean, it's called Rank and Rent, but I call it rent. rent a site.
Well, let's just say, Stephen, right now. First of all, hello everybody. I hope everybody is well and enjoying their Friday as they walk into the weekend. But the biggest thing that's going on here is everything is changing for the local business, for the actual digital agencies that are working with the local businesses, and those 5 steps that for Stephen seemed like it was even that's complicated. But the reality is, if you are going to go down the road of thinking about becoming a digital agency to make money online, selling services to a local business or some kind of web developer, or there's just so many avenues that you can take, we want to simplify it. If you have any interest in lead generation whatsoever, and you haven't looked at Done For You Magic Themes, and you're about to start with building mass page websites, please, please, please take the time to do the investigation that you need to see what's involved with building mass page websites, because we have thrown all the learning curve that's difficult for the individual, and we put it together in the package that we offered. There's just so, I'll give you an analogy. Getting into mass page web building the right way without knowing anything, without ever building a website, is a struggle. And most people will quit because it's just too tough. It's like trying to learn 3-dimensional chess without ever playing the game, the regular game. So, sorry, Stephen, I get excited about this because I know what people are going to go through. I know the frustrations. I know they're going to buy everything and anything that they can get their hands on to try to learn it and make it faster and simpler. And the reality is that's why all of that frustration between myself and Stephen, we put together the Done For You Magic Themes.
And the cool thing about this is, from getting a Done For You Magic theme, getting Magic Page plugin, and I'll tell you now, right, you don't need Lead Simplify, but it's going to help you big time in generating the leads and handling the calls and handling everything you need to do with the web forms and all that sort of stuff. It's really going to help you. But for those, there's going to be people who are in the Inner Circle mentoring group who are advanced, and people who've never done this before. we are starting off with the training from day one for people who have never done this before. So there may be some people advanced who will go, well, I know how to buy a domain name. You don't have to watch that video when we put it out there. It's going to be step by step, and within a month, right? And we're going to do this. All right, we're going to do this over a period of a month. But the point is, some of the areas people will be able to do a lot quicker than that month. But the thing is, there are so many training courses out there that you follow, and they take 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 months, right? We're taking our time over it to make sure everyone's at the same steps. So good example in my life. I've got a family. I've got 6 wonderful children. 3 are all grown up and moved out, 3 at home. They're on holiday for 6 weeks at the moment from school. So I have to fit time in for them. I have to spend time with them. This week alone, I've been unwell with a bad flu bug. And for a few days, I was off work. I was coming out and doing what I could. But when you're unwell, it's very difficult to focus. And we get this. We get the fact that life gets in the way with business.
All the time.
So imagine that we did a training course that basically went, here's everything for you. You've got to get it all done in a day. You'd panic. So we're going to do it in bite sizes each day. And if you miss one of the days you can't do something, don't worry. The next day, you'll be able to easily catch up. The stuff we're doing, right, if you spend an hour a day max, you'll be able to do it. And I reckon for those that follow the steps, we'll probably do a lot of it, within half an hour easy. And by the end of the run, you'll have a website set up with all the content on it, ready spun, ready to roll, with a web form, phone number, the whole lot, ready to roll to start generating leads or rent the site out. And this, we're going to make the training so super easy for you guys that you'll be able to follow it. Like some people say, "Oh, that's too easy." We're going to have some people in the group who are super clever, probably more clever than me. But the thing is I've done this mass page building for a number of years now. I get Magic Page plugin. I get the tools, right? Sometimes, Robert, you'll say yes to this. I'll be teaching you something, and you'll pull me back because I've gone too advanced, and I get that. And so we want to be here in a way that we can take you through hand by hand. And after a month, if you haven't still got it set up, right, the people and that's why we've done a small group initially for the Go founders. If someone's really, really way behind, but everyone else is all at the same place, we'll help you. You just post in the group, help, I'm stuck. And there'll be enough people who can get you to that point as well. And the end result is to be ready then to rent out a site to a local business, make some money, or convert the sites into lead generation sites. And then once you've got one done, you'll get the idea of what it's doing. And if you look in the background of it, you'll start understanding what X fields are, what dynamic pages are, what physical pages are. All these things, when you've got something ready done for you, becomes a lot clearer, a lot quicker.
The reality is, I agree with you, Stephen, on that. There are so many people that teach at a level higher than the standard that most average people can keep up with them. But they also teach at a level that they forget all the small little details that other people never learn. Excuse me. So you don't know what you don't know. So somebody that can show you how you get from point A to point B is different than you trying to go figure out how to get to point A to point B. When you don't know the path even exists, you don't know the feature is there. You don't know, well, I didn't know I could do that. And the levels of complexity of MPP are a lot. There's so much you can do with this tool. I'm going to tell you that it's the tool in comparison, like you go to Home Depot to buy a tool, right? The MPP is like buying Home Depot. There's so much in there in what it can do. It takes a very long time to understand the real depth of it. And when you have the Done For You Magic Themes already set up with the content, the images, the spun content, that's the bigger thing than even the content, because it's been set up to be replicated already. And when you go through this whole entire process of what Stephen said. We don't want to. We could do it for you, but in reality, you'd have one. If you learn all the ins and outs of it, going through the process, then you can rebuild and keep doing it for yourself. You can become all that you want to be. You can either use all of these just to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild and not know anything else, or you can take everything to the next level. You can take your business to the next level using these as your starting tools, if you will. So I just think people coming in brand new are going to be like, I just never did anything, and we don't want to leave anybody behind. We want everybody, and that was my biggest concern. I mean, I had arguments, not arguments, but we've had pretty good discussions, Steve and I, about I don't want more than 10 people, and he was like, you got to be able to open it up to 20, 30, 40 feet, and I said no. I said I don't want to do that. It's about getting the first group through the system and seeing how they do and watch them grow, and then we can do so much more. And anyway, so I won. We kept the group pretty small.
Yeah.
In reality, because that's how we can make sure the first Go Founders group gets through. And anybody that's coming to the table that got up and got dressed and they're ready to go, we're going to get them through the rest of the way. But if they don't come to the table, we can't feed them. We can't help them. And
no, you're right, Robert. And the thing is, well, think about Magic Page plugin, a bit like a Swiss Army knife. You know, one of these knives that has one knife comes out a fork. You know, there's all these different components that it can do. And we are going to hold you by the hand in everything we do, start to finish, in bite-sized segments. You know, the thing is, when I'm dyslexic and I struggled throughout school, right, with various things. And if someone had come to me and gone, this is your ABC and this is the easy way to remember it, singing it, for an example, right, I would have learned a lot quicker in what I was doing. And as I got older, I actually had some people who helped me with my education in a way that I got it. And that's why I like to keep things simple. I say KISS, keep it super simple. And so we're going to do little segments, boom, boom, and you're done. And at the end of it, you'll be able to go, oh, that's awesome. Now, if during the training, if you're in a situation where you feel you're getting a bit behind, reach out to us. We want to help you. We want to make sure you catch up. But the work that you're going to be given, right? We know you've probably got a full-time job and you want to give that up and have all the luxury of having nice holidays and working from home. A lot of people want to do that now. The truth of the matter is, every product that someone releases, you've got to learn it, and you get overwhelmed and you get all confused and you get to a point where you go, actually, you know what? I give up. Right, Robert, just before we went live, right, I don't want you to name names, but you were speaking to someone, right, and that person said they'd given up with this a while ago, didn't they?
Yeah, I won't get into the conversation now, but it's just a similar path of so many people. Because you know what? If it's hard, it's probably worth doing. You know, if everything was super simple, then everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
And I know that there are a lot of people doing it because the only way you lose in life at anything worthwhile doing is quitting or giving up before you reach your goal.
I agree.
I mean,
absolutely.
If your goal is to paint houses, you're gonna be the best painter there is. You're gonna go out and work at that until you are. And if your goal is to do lead generation, that's why you're here, or rank and rent, or sell websites, whatever your business model is. You're gonna keep at it until you get it. But unfortunately, in our space, I'm a prime example. I've seen other people say the same thing. You're just bombarded, and you're bombarded by professional people selling their services and their goods, and they're very good at it. They are honed in just to hit the right buttons so that you're going to buy. It's just a matter of statistics. on how they're going to get to you, and then you're going to buy it.
Do you know something? When we did the founders webinar for people, right? We took the decision, myself and Robert, not to go for all the usual fluff and how amazingly we're doing and all these things we got and talk about me for the first 45 minutes. And then the next half an hour is the product. And eventually an hour and a half later, you might get the price, right? Within first 30, 35 minutes, we were telling people how much it was on that special deal for people. And we are, both myself and Robert, I have to say, are so grateful for the people that believed in what we are doing, right, and supporting us. And that's why I said we will look after those founders, right? Not only will they have what they've already got, right, but they will be giving them more value in a couple of months' time on top. So you're going to be getting a lot more than you realize. And you know, and I mean that. So
I think a lot of people are just so tired of getting, you know, their fingers burned by touching the stove.
Yeah,
I agree. There's only so many times you can do it, and you get burned, and you get burned, and you get burned. But you have no idea. I know where I'm coming from, and I know where Steven's coming from. That the original co-founders are going to be looked after, not just from this initial training. They're going to be looked after. Period.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're so passionate about making sure not only the value is achieved. I mean, anything less than a $500 per website cost is insane on just the content cost alone of what we put into this. But that's not why we're here. We're here to help people go from A to Z, learn how to do it themselves, and be up and running. I mean, that's the real A to Z training. And Stephen, you stepped up, and we never said that in our launch, that we were going to give them onboarding training and so many other things that you've already added. So
no, we basically said, here they're done for you themes. We're going to show you how to install them, and that's the only bit we offered at the time. And then and then you and I had more and more discussions, and it ended up coming around that actually people want to be able to build a proper business. They want to be able to get to that goal, right, where they put the hard work in over a month. And yes, we could do the training in a week, but I feel if we did the training in a week, it would be too fast, too much information overload, and you'd all be struggling. And especially if some people in our group I know have got a full-time job. Some people in the group have family to attend to. Some people in the group have illnesses that they can't always be at home. So this is a do as I do training. We show you one piece, you get that done. And if you happen to miss a day, don't worry, because you can catch up easily with the training. The next day you can do 2 pieces of it. The next day, do another piece. Just follow what we're going to show you, okay? And you'll absolutely get this in the end. You really will. We're going to make this as easy as possible. So the end result, you've got yourself a site built. You've got it in your local area, and you're then ready to move on. And we're going to do everything from building the site, setting up the lead system, Twilio, the whole lot. We're going to go for the whole lot with you. So that way, then the end result is you've got it all set up. And if I miss anything, because I'm only human, right? The people in the group, please pop a post up saying, what about this? And we'll make sure we do training related to that area to help you. We want you to succeed. We want you to do well. We want you to be able to make money out of the products you've already bought or maybe thinking of buying.
Yeah, so I'm going to say it here now. We're going to start doing this more and more often because of the FTC here in the States. We are not saying, because of FTC disclaimers, we are not saying to you that any of the stuff that we're doing is all educational purposes. Yeah. And we're going to say live in these videos that our average students make nothing because we can't promise what you're going to make. And we're going to start, it's legalities. And
do you know something, Robert? I've throughout my time I've mentored a lot of people, right? And there's action takers and there's people that don't take action. We can't force you to do the work. We can't force you to follow the training. You know, some people, just want a magic push button system where they simply upload something to the internet, they hit a button and the money churns out like a cash point machine. That does not exist, right? I don't care what anyone says. One push one button, all this traffic for you. Push one button, get this. All right. The only way, right, you can honestly make money instantly and get it in your pocket is rob a bank, if you can get away with it, right? That there's no other way to it. You know, every single product I see online, and I've watched a lot of webinars. I watched one the other week, and the guy waffled on for an hour and a half about himself virtually, and very briefly showed us something about his product. It was like 5 minutes of his product, and then a bit more about himself, how amazing he is. If someone turns around to me on a webinar, they say, look at the millions of pounds I've got, look at the yachts I've got, look at the houses I got, I ask one main question: why are you doing this? Why aren't you on a beach, in a nice sunny place, putting your feet up, enjoying cocktails and being served hand on foot? Why aren't you enjoying your life, jetting around the world if you can, while if COVID isn't about? Why aren't you having lots of holidays? Why aren't you doing XYZ with all this money? Why aren't you helping people who really need help? Those are the questions I'll be asking, rather than why are you selling this product? I'll tell you why he's selling that product: because he needs the money, right? That's the truth of the matter. Why are we selling our products? We're selling our products because we already generate leads. We already are doing this, but we know that from me talking to Robert, the uphill struggle of using these products, and people do give up too easily. That's why we've come up with this. No other reason. But the value that we put into it, the financial cost of building these, the financial cost of doing all the training, but everything together, giving our time, right? Those are the things that we have to recuperate, and that's why we kept the group small, to go through with people. So start to finish, you will all benefit.
Anyways, I think really the point of this conversation was to get to some of the updates that are going on.
Yes.
And also, I'm going to say that we ran into a little snag on the contest. Everything is in place. There's going to be 2 winners.
Yes.
But for our live announcement, we realized that the way that the app Sumo, King Sumo, ran, it only gave us emails, and we don't have the permission to announce a winner's name. So we can't actually do a live announcement of the person that won. What we can do when we close the contest is we have to email the winners, and they have to come back to us and say, it's okay, you can announce my name as a contest winner. And then we will blast it all over the place who won. But what's going to happen is the contest will come to a close, and we appreciate all of you for supporting us during the contest and all the work that you put into it. And right behind that, full transparency, we just can't say, such and such a person won, because the way that the contest took everybody's names in, and they actually took the emails in, we never got them in a proper opt-in list other than the contest. No,
we ended up getting only email addresses, and the problem being we can't display an email address. You wouldn't want your email address put out in public. If you were Ann@gmail.com, you would not want that plastered up on a live going, well done, Ann@gmail.com. We can't do that. But right. What we'll do is the system will pick out the winners, and then we will email the winners. And if we're not allowed to give out if they say we can't give out the full name, we'll ask us to give out the first name. So we can just say, Dave in the group, or John in the group, whoever it may be, or Sarah has won. Well done. And so that's what we're going to be doing with the contest when it's picked on Sunday. And
we're hoping that the 2 winners come right back to us and allow us to do that. And in the same time, what we did do in the rules of the contest, we said if the winners don't come up front to us within 7 days, we'd have to pick another winner. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think people are going to look in their emails and tell us right away that it's all good to go. But I did want to say that now as we were watching the coming up on how we're going to pick the winner out of the contest.
We do have to say as well, whoever wins the contest, we recommend you coming back to us as soon as possible, because the training itself, what we're going to do, we're going to start the training next week. And if it takes 7 days to come back to us, then you're going to be behind. You're not going to really be behind because you can watch the videos to catch up. So you'll be like a week behind everyone else. But we'd like you to go on this. We'd like everyone to go on this journey together. So we're all doing the same thing, walking through this, setting it all up together, so we get there in the right way.
Yeah, we're actually holding back from starting because of the contest. It did give us some time to work on some other things, but that is why we picked August 1st as the launch date. So we're just, I personally am so blessed to be working with Stephen, but also all these people that have supported us and came into this first, the Done For You launching group, and then now they've come on board, and I'm telling you, we are going to look after you, and we're going to make sure you get your sites built. We're not going to build 10,000 sites for you. Don't misunderstand me. We are going to help you learn so you know how to build your own sites. But we will get you there. Whatever the questions are, we need to hear them. I don't care if they're silly, or you think they're silly, or they're not worth asking. You ask them.
Yes.
As long, I'll just say it like this: we would like the questions to pertain to the level of where we're at in the training.
Yeah.
If we're talking about hosting accounts and how to do something in hosting, we don't want to be answering questions about advanced stuff that's a week to the end of the training, because it's only going to confuse the people of who are in the training at the level that they're at. So that would be my ask of everybody in the training, that we keep the questions focused on the section and the level of where we're at in the training. I hope that makes sense.
It does. Now, on another question, those that are watching live, and we're in quite a few groups, but one in the chat, if you're already in on the Inner Circle Mentoring group. The reason I'm asking is in a little bit, you're going to need to switch over to that group, because we're going to finish going live in all the other groups, and we're only going to be live in the Inner Circle Mentoring group. We've got some bonus things to talk about. So switch over yourselves to the Inner Circle Mentoring group. In a few minutes' time, it's coming up to past. We've been on half an hour, and we don't want to keep you guys for too long on here. And we've got some bonus material. So make sure you switch over now to the Inner Circle Mentoring group. In a moment or two, we're going to say goodnight to everyone else and thank you. And then we'll give you the inside information and of some extra bits and pieces we need to talk about.
I can't see all the different groups of where we're in, but I can tell you, and I see Lynn, that she's been in. I'm so looking forward to watching Lynn. She's just going to take this and run. I can tell.
I know that as well. It's so exciting.
I can only see this window, but I don't know about the other groups.
Yeah.
And looking forward to it, Lynn, is all I can say.
Now, I just had John ask me a question in the other group. I'm just reading it through. He's saying, how do I get in if I want to get in? Now, the thing is, the price we did for the people in the founders group was a very special deal, right? There are some spaces available still. We don't want to get the group too large on the first group. We want to make sure that everyone who gets in has the opportunity to follow what we're doing, and we can answer the questions accordingly. We don't want massive groups. So the price has gone up to make it fair on the mentoring people, who've got, the people who got into the Inner Circle Mentoring group and bought in early. So now we are in that situation. In a moment, we'll put a still up. We'll have the URL on it. and you're welcome to go and have a look. And if you do get in, we're not going to let too many more people in, because I've been twisting Robert's arm enough, and with the 2 giveaways we're doing, we will get close to the maximum. So you're welcome still to go and have a look, but the price is going to be shooting up after, I think probably tomorrow now is the last day of the current price in there, and everyone who got in early, well done, you got a great deal.
Oh yeah, no question.
So on that note, if you're in the Inner Circle mentoring group, switch over. We're going to give you a moment or two. Grab yourself a cuppa. We'll leave a still image up in the group, and then we'll come back in a couple of minutes to give you the further updates. So switch over now. For those that aren't, we have to say goodnight to you. Thank you. This is super exciting, and thank you for joining us. And I will see you guys on the Sunday live. The Sunday live, by the way, is going to have a little twist at the end, where I know a lot of people like to talk shop and bits and pieces. So this Sunday, when at 11 p.m. GMT time and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be leaving on the main. I'll be leaving the live from Daryl and Simon, and Lead Gen Magic and DFY groups will leave that live stream and then come back live again with a new one where people can come on and ask any questions and have a chat, and we'll give you tips and tricks, and we'll help you however we can. So on that note, good night to everyone else in the other groups. We'll see you in a moment or two in the DFY Inner Circle group.